Hey everyone, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer today. We're about to set out on a journey to really demystify the modern tech ecosystem. If you've ever looked at the tech industry and wondered, how on earth do all these brilliant digital products actually get built, maintained, and scaled? Well, you are in the perfect place. Today we're diving deep into the incredibly diverse landscape of product management. Now, people completely outside the tech world ask this question all the time. Do all product managers do the exact same job? There's this super pervasive myth out there that a PM is just this single uniform role. Like being a commercial pilot or a dentist. The short answer? Absolutely not. No way. But the long answer? Well, that's where things get really exciting. The role literally morphs and changes depending on the stage of the company, the type of product, and the overarching business goals. It's a wildly diverse field.
So here's our map for today's tour of the ecosystem. First up, cultivating users with SaaS and growth PMs. Second, building systems with AI and platform PMs. Third, we'll look at the pure chaos of startups. And finally, we'll help figure out exactly which path might fit you best.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Cultivating Users. SaaS and Growth PMs. Meet our very first subspecies, the SaaS Product Manager. Now, SaaS stands for Software as a Service. Think of those cloud-based tools you probably subscribe to right now, like Notion or Zoom or Canva. I really want you to picture the SaaS PM as the apartment landlord of a digital product. Their entire universe revolves around keeping their digital tenants super happy just so they renew their leases month after month. They care deeply, and I mean deeply, about metrics like MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue. And they're in this constant, endless battle to reduce churn, which, by the way, is really just a fancy industry term for people canceling their subscriptions. Let's put that into perspective with a real-world scenario. 7. Imagine a bunch of users sign up for your software platform, right? But then a huge chunk of them just completely abandon it after exactly 7 days. Well, as the digital landlord, the SaaS PM immediately goes into detective mode. Why are they leaving? What specific features are confusing them? How can we tweak the onboarding process to actually keep them engaged past that critical 1-week mark? They are, at their core, the ultimate retention detectives.
But hold on. What if your problem isn't keeping people inside the building, but just getting them to show up in the first place? Enter the Growth PM. If the SaaS PM is the landlord, then the Growth PM is the club promoter. Their mission is remarkably simple but incredibly hard. Get more users, figure out how to get a massive line wrapping around the block, activate those users the second they walk in, and spark explosive virality. They live right at this fascinating intersection of product, marketing, heavy analytics, and really rapid experimentation.
So the fundamental difference between the two really comes down to their daily focus. The SaaS PM is looking inward, right? They're laser-focused on retention, MRR, reducing that churn, and keeping the current tenants happy. On the flip side, the growth PM is always looking outward. User acquisition, smooth activation flows, and virality. They're totally two sides of the same coin, but their daily tasks, and honestly the metrics they obsess over, are completely different.
Let's look at a classic daily challenge for a growth PM. Imagine only 10% of users actually complete a registration page, and a whopping 90% just drop off and leave. Yikes. A growth PM looks at that massive drop-off and immediately starts running A/B tests. They'll show half the users one design and the other half something totally different. They might test out a really short form against a simple sign-in with Google button. They measure exactly which version plugs up that leaky funnel, making super rapid, data-driven decisions that are honestly based purely on human psychology.
All right, let's pivot to Section 2, Building Systems, AI and Platform PMs.
Okay, meet the AI Product Manager. I absolutely love this analogy. Think of the AI PM as an animal trainer. They're out there building products powered by machine learning, generative AI, or those crazy recommendation systems. Think ChatGPT or your hyper-customized Spotify playlists. But here's the catch. Unlike traditional software, which basically does exactly what you code it to do, AI is this incredibly powerful, totally unpredictable entity. It can literally hallucinate answers out of thin air. So the AI PM is constantly setting boundaries, refining how we interact with it, and training the model to behave. It's a massive balancing act between cutting-edge innovation and absolute reliability.
So what actually happens when the animal acts out? Let's say users start complaining that an AI assistant is confidently giving totally inaccurate or hallucinated answers. The AI PM goes straight into a very specific workflow to fix it. Step 1, they dive in and improve the underlying prompt workflows to give the AI way better context.
Step 2, they add strict guardrails, basically building fences to prevent the AI from generating harmful or just completely weird content. And Step 3, they implement human feedback systems. This allows the AI to literally learn and get smarter over time based on actual user corrections.
Next up, in the systems ecosystem, we have the platform PM. Honestly, you can think of them as the city planner or the master plumber of the company. They are the ones building the hidden pipes, the roads, the complex cloud infrastructure, and the APIs. Those are basically the software bridges that let different programs talk to each other. What makes this role so incredibly unique is that their customers usually aren't the general public at all. Their customers are the internal developers and teams within their own company who desperately need reliable, scalable systems just to do their jobs.
So the crucial takeaway here is that a platform PM is a developer's absolute best friend. Picture this. The internal engineers at a company are pulling their hair out trying to integrate a new payment system, and literally everything is breaking. The platform PM swoops in to save the day. They simplify the API documentation so it makes sense. They actively reduce all that messy engineering complexity, and they improve the overall stability of the platform. Why? So the rest of the company can build awesome features faster. They're the unsung heroes keeping the digital city running smoothly behind the scenes.
Moving right along to Section 3, Startup Chaos, the Startup PM. Now, if you work in an early-stage startup, you know the drill. You're dealing with tiny teams, incredibly limited resources, and priorities that shift by the minute. That environment turns the startup PM into the food truck owner. Think about it. They don't have a massive kitchen staff backing them up. They are literally cooking the food, taking the orders out the window, fixing the engine when it suddenly stalls, and driving the truck to the next location, all at the exact same time. They wear every single hat you can imagine.
To truly grasp this level of chaos, just look at what a typical Tuesday might look like for them. Ready? They're mapping out product strategy, running user research, sketching up rough wireframes, checking the daily analytics, quite literally answering angry customer support emails, running growth experiments, and jumping in to help with sales, marketing, and interviewing new hires. It requires total, absolute adaptability. If a new feature launches and users hate it, they have to talk to those users, completely redesign the workflow, and relaunch the whole thing within a few days. It is all about rapid execution.
All right, let's bring it all home with Section 4, which path fits you?
Let's snap all of these puzzle pieces together. If we map these distinct roles directly to their core business goals, you get a really clear picture. You've got the SaaS PM focused on retaining subscriptions, the Growth PM obsessed with driving those conversions, the AI PM taming complex artificial intelligence, the Platform PM laying down rock-solid technical infrastructure, and the Startup PM executing across, well, everything in pure chaos mode.
Ultimately, what it boils down to is this. All product managers solve problems. But the type of problems they're tasked with solving depends entirely on the company, the specific product, and the structure of the team. As technology continues to evolve at this breakneck speed we're seeing, these roles are just going to keep blending product thinking, user experience, data analysis, and overarching business strategy. Honestly, there's no single perfect PM role. It's just a matter of figuring out what kind of problems you actually enjoy waking up and solving every day.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question to chew on. Think about your absolute favorite apps right now. Maybe it's Spotify, Netflix, or Uber. Those massive companies employ all of these different types of PMs. Knowing what you know now, which of these 5 PMs would you want to be? Do you love the hardcore analytics of growth, the wild, unpredictable innovation of AI, the adrenaline-fueled chaos of a startup, or maybe the solid foundational architecture of platforms? Let that question guide your next learning journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and whatever you do, keep exploring.